Okay, the structure faces south, right? We're on the north side, the back side of the fence. Over here on the east side, we're working around counterclockwise. This vent right here is your fresh air induction vent. Okay, in some parts of the country or maybe other places, screens are frowned on those because of wind-driven rain. Frozen wind-driven rain can get caught up in those. It would starve your furnace and you would lose your heat. Okay, but in this part of the country, we're worried about birds. In fact, the municipality, local municipality, the code is probably required here. So I bring that to your attention because I've been asked that question before. So I know that, you know, different people have different experiences. So these perforated holes along here, okay, that's a continuous attic soffit vent. And so we're going to be looking inside the attic, which is a video before this one, but we will have been looking, and we're looking for some, you know, particular mechanical provisions that have made to accommodate that. It's brick, and then it's a fiberboard cement. The window fenestration does have a Z-bar. See this piping over here? It's painted so that it's not really obvious, but it's in an obvious location. It's in front of a window on purpose. It's in front of a window so that if it starts leaking, you know you have a problem with your cooling system, primary evaporator coil. Okay, you know you have a problem with that, and it's leaking, and so that's the secondary pan. When you see that, you know you call the technician, because everything clogs up. That's why that's leaking. It's because the other one is clogged up. So when that clogs up, it's going to come through your ceiling, and that will be even more obvious, and you don't want that. These are called weeps. These are called weeps. These are vinyl double pane. These are double pane vinyl frame windows. Moving on along. This right here is called a weep hole because we have a brick walls. Architecture is regional, so that's what we're talking about, okay? So we got brick walls. Brick is a very good building material for all practical purposes, unless you paint it. This is maintenance free. If we get some movement, you might need to be repointed at some time, but other than that, it's a maintenance free exterior wall system, and it's durable. This home could burn down and the brickwork would still be good. You could still use it. Maybe charge more for it because it's distressed, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so not only is it durable, it's a very good insulator, but this brick has a characteristic in it, and that it's porous. And by being porous, it means water goes through this brick more than you would think. And that's why we have these weep holes. And you'll never see water. If there's an event, you'll see water. I hope you don't see one. Water will come out of those, but most of the time, it's not. The moisture coming out of those is not seen. It comes out as a vapor. This is called a control joint. Some people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. But these joints are like the joints in a concrete road. We expect you have this much wall in North Texas. We expect it to move. It's just there's no getting around it. I mean, you know, architecture is regional, so we expect it to move. In theory, best case scenario is that these joints will absorb that movement, and you won't get the cracking that will eventually need to be repointed on your bricks. So that's what that is. On along. This is called a barge coating. It's like a paint frosting, and it's really, it's just an aesthetic feature. I mean, it could be hiding something, you know, repair or something, but it's just an aesthetic. By its nature, it's aesthetic. So it just smooths it all out, so it looks nice and uniform. It looks, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But there is a feature with your parge coat, is that the parge coat expands and contracts differently than the cement. It has different physical properties. You can get some cracking behind the parge coat, and it would create a void, and the termites could use that void to come up into the house. Right here we got some ants. Those are not carpenter ants. Some little buggies. Some little buggies. So that's what the parge coat is, and that's what the parge coat is about. Moving on along. I just do the air conditioners right now. You know, they're all 14 SEER, 2.5 tube, 3.5 tons, I guess. I don't know. Don't quote me on the tonnage. All 14 SEER or better. Disconnects are behind it. Moving on along. Rain gutters should divert water away from the structure. It's not diverting them away. And I don't know why the builders always, I guess I have something to talk about and they come in and correct it. Oh, you yuck it off and everything's like right at that point. I guess that's what it's about. You know, it's just a social exchange. You know, I've heard builders say, you know, the water comes in and then it jumps over that and it kind of spans it out and spreads it out. Yeah, haha. Okay, I've heard some stories, alright. I've heard some stories. Pretty good with that story, what can I say? But these rain gutters are supposed to divert water farther away from the house. Now, when the rain gutter does that and diverts it farther away from the house, now you're tripping over it, lawn crews are running into it, all kinds of things, you know. So there's another, and this is not a requirement, okay, but you can take them into the ground and they have pop-ups a little farther out and it alleviates all of that. Now, that having been said, you know, there's a little more maintenance to you having an underground rain gutter, but there's more maintenance to having an above ground rain gutter like that downspout. In fact, that we're always going to have water issues. You're going to be wrestling with the rain gutters to keep them right, but you're going to be dealing with them. You're going to be dealing with that. That's just par for the course. More, we got Z-bar flashing over here. This is all good. Moving on along. We're on our patio. Haven't checked the receptacle outlets yet. I left my little doodad tester in the cart, the bonnet cart. This hood right here is a fresh air induction. Okay, combustible air. And it's broken. Look at that. It's broken right there. Look at that. That's a fresh air for the fireplace. So the fireplace can draw fresh combustible air. And it's not starved because this is a tight home. It's not using the same air that you're using inside of your tight home. So that's a good thing. We just wish the hood wasn't cracked. That's all. Man, my phone is going crazy. There we go. That's my method right there. You saw it. Home inspector in action. Okay, moving on along. Weep holes, I get it. Everything's fine. Let's go a little higher here. Got a nice dark roof. Dark roofs collect some heat. What is this? Some of our trim work isn't very well matched, is it? Look at that. Isn't that weird? It's kind of like the garage car entry doors. We'll check those out in a minute. But to get over here, I had to go past the garage door, so moving on along. We've got a wooden chimney chase. We've got a chimney cap. This is a gable feature. It's a hip roof. Composition shingles. They look like they're pretty good. There's some probably 30-year shingles. They won't last 30 years. It's good to have them. I mean, we want them. I mean, you know, I get that. But just welcome to North Texas. About 14 years. These are things to budget for. How long does the air conditioning systems last? About 14 years. It might last 30, it might last 5. It's engineered on paper to last 20, but your air conditioning systems around here, they last about 14. Your roof covering lasts about 14. Water heaters, depending on what kind of water heater you have, a conventional water heater tank, I don't know yet, but a conventional water heater tank lasts about 10 years. A tankless water heater, if it's serviced properly, lasts about 15 years. If it's not serviced properly, it lasts about 7 years. So you want to, something to take in consideration, the dates of all these things. All right, it'll help you budget for repairs. It might help you budget when to sell. Sell the house when it's 9 years old, and nobody's complaining about the age of anything. And then, you didn't have to replace anything either. Something like that. I mean, if you can work it out that way. I'm not telling you to move, except that I can inspect your next house. No extra charge for the boomer jokes. Dad's in the house. Alright. These are zones or stations. These are individual valves for your lawn sprinkler system. We have another control joint over here. Now, this rain gutter, I don't know a good solution for this. But when the rain gutter discharges directly onto the roof covering, then that causes the shingles in that particular area to wear faster than the others. And in a perfect world, our rain gutters would not discharge on our roof covering. But to do that would be to take another gutter and putting it into your another downspout and routing it into your rain gutter, and then it would go out that way. And maybe you want to take that into consideration. That's what it's doing anyway. That's the effort. It's not so bad back here. On the front of the house, it might be a different question. These vents that have screens on them, okay, those are our bathroom vents. And again, it's the birds. It's the birds. But we have one over here. Okay? Either we're missing a screen, or that's for the clothes dryer, because you shouldn't have a screen on your clothes dryer. I don't know. I haven't been inside yet. I have not been inside yet, so I'll know better about that. Or maybe I will. Right over here, this is where on the back side of the gate, but on the in front, right there, that is the weather sensor for the lawn sprinkler system. That's the sensor. Now we should have a receiver. I see a little antenna whiptail hanging off of that. So we're going to look for a receiver. Okay? We're going to talk about this here in a little bit. That in a little bit. Okay? This is grading. This is drainage. I didn't pick on it so much on the other side because the neighbors haven't been moved in. That lot has not been improved. You see water just sitting there like that? Okay, that's not drainage. That's not drainage. By definition, that is not drainage. That's West Nile disease. That's mosquitoes. That's what that is. And the builder will say, I don't know. I don't think this builder would say that, but some builders say, well, if it doesn't dry in 48 hours, then we consider it a problem. They say, our home warranty company is okay with that, so we're okay with that. And I go, your home warranty company, is that who owns that home warranty company? And it says, well, ABC owns that home warranty company. I says, well, who owns you? And they go, well, ABC. But we're different. We're different. It's two different companies just because they have the same owner. One hand doesn't wash the other. I get it. No, that's a marsh. That's not drainage. That's marshage. Moving on along. This garage car entry, overhead door, panel door, metal panel door. Doesn't match this one. Doesn't match this one at all. Okay. Is it kind of like the back? Are we just not finished yet? Is that what it is? Because I can see daylight in there. Can you? I sure you can. I can. Yeah, you can. See all that? See this downspout? That's why we don't like them going out in the way. You know, somebody pulled the car out and just clipped it or something. Put the lawnmower. Oh, I'm really going to pick on the drainage now. My cap is in this swamp. You're not making friends. You're not convincing me. Nothing more foolish than a man chasing after his own cat. It's a quote from Miller's Crossing. Okay, by the Coen brothers. Moving on along, this is not a wood-destroying insect report. This is not a termite inspection. Okay, the home is too new for that. The home is too new for that. So, in the meantime, if this was a structural pest control inspection, if we were having one of those, Texas Structural Pest Control Board considers wood mulch underneath the eaves. That's a conducive condition. Everybody likes wood mulch. I get it. Got some wood mulch at my house. Where do termites live? In the ground. What do they eat? Dead wood. What's wood mulch? dead wood on the ground next to your house. With the parge coating that creates the voids that you can't see when the bugs come up behind it, between that and the actual foundation. It's called a clue. Now these, looks to me like we've got 2 water heaters, so it's probably going to be conventional water heaters, is what I'm thinking, what I think I'm seeing. And this wider one would be for the safety pan, and it's not supposed to be any farther from the ground than 12 inches, and it is. I mean, it's not. So this pipe is fine. But these 2 pipes right here, they shouldn't be any farther from the ground than 6 inches. And that's for the temperature pressure relief valves. That's their drain lines. And they are farther from the ground than 6 inches right there. Alright. Got a little bit of masonry here. Okay. Rain gutter is not supposed to, butt ends of the rain gutter are supposed to be about 2 inches away from the masonry, away from the brickwork. It's supposed to be about 2 inches out. And then you're supposed to have kick-out flashing right there to divert the water into the rain gutter, and it goes down. Did I just make that up? No, I didn't just make that up. I didn't wake up this morning and say, how can I really cause a lot of trouble today? I think I'll decide that the rain gutter butt ends shouldn't be any closer to the brickwork than 2 inches, and that then I'm going to decide that there should be a kick-out flashing to divert the water back into the rain gutter. I didn't decide that. That wasn't me. I'm a mockingbird. Okay, moving on along. This is the portico. This is the portico. It looks nice. What I like to do is document all the movement that I see around the house. You know, on new construction, it's nice, so we're just basically taking a tour. Flashing. I'm not sure how that's working. Okay, this right here is a magnolia tree. Alright, right now it's just a cute little kitten. It's decorative. It's ornamental. It might be required by the homeowners association that you have at least one tree. I don't know. But that tree, that little cute little kitten, it's a cute little magnolia. And they smell good too. Alright? But they grow up to be nasty old tomcats is what they do. So then the leaves are going to be beating the side of your house and your roof. They will. Check it out. The root growth will grow in, and you know, those roots will push a buried treasure or a foundation. They'll do that too. So something you just might want to think about. Right now it's not causing you any grief. It will make the report. It'll be the first deficiency on the report. Tree too close to foundation. That's the exterior video. And it was the first one that we did today, but you'll see the roof video first.